Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on your time zone. Thank you for joining us again today on Wisdom Minute as we continue this beautiful conversation we'll be having on how to navigate the inevitable messy middle of life. Please, if you've not watched the introductory episode, I will implore you to kindly do that right away before you watch the second episode today so that you can get the full gist of the conversation and be on the same page with everybody. Today we are looking at the second episode, and as usual, as we move on, we keep unpacking the wisdom, the insights that we need to navigate whatever scenario we are dealing with. Now we're talking about navigating the messy middle. Today we want to look at why this messy middle is actually inevitable. I will give two very practical reasons. One of them is that creation starts from chaos. If you're familiar with the book of Genesis, you will notice that it was in the midst of chaos that creation started. The earth was without form, everywhere there was void, emptiness, darkness everywhere, and that was when creation began. And as human beings that are created in the image and likeness of God, we have that capacity to create order out of chaos. Naturally, chaos precedes clarity. You see, the middle is going to be messy. Nobody can, bypass that. It's a natural progression. Another reason why the middle is usually very messy is because motivation goes through what we call the U curve. When you start something new, there is a lot of excitement. Dopamine is released, you are very happy, you've started something new. But when you go halfway, the motivation would dip, and that is in the middle. At that point, there's no excitement, there's a lot of discouragement. And to even worsen it, the anticipation. Once you've started something and now you feel that by now you start seeing the reason or the result why you started that thing. Nothing is visible as you can look. That is why the middle is filled with discouragement. Because motivation has dipped. And I say that motivation goes through a U curve. It's only if you're able to navigate that middle stage and get to the end, the completion stage, that the goal that you've achieved will release another dose of dopamine that will get you excited and satisfied. But if you don't get to that final curve, you are going to end in the middle. At this middle, there is bound to be a lot of chaos, discouragement, discomfort, a lot of things that are not palatable. When you see that this disorder is not failure, is the raw material to build your end goal. Every time you hit this stage, instead of throwing in the towel, just take a deep breath. Rest if you need to, but don't quit. Know that you are making progress. And if you can stay long enough, the success you have desired, whether it is examination, when you are burning midnight candle, it can be very, very difficult. You are building a project, you are launching a new product, you are, even if it means trying to end a bad character, when you hear about the withdrawal syndrome, when someone is wanting to quit something. Withdrawal syndrome can be very, very troubling. It's part of the messy middle, because at this stage you are in the middle, and if you stay put and pull through, the goal you are envisaging will be realized. I hope you got values today. I see you on the next episode. Bye bye.